until they oppose that notion being we are some type of concept. And then within that concept, we're going to have a misconception, right? So within the misconception, we're going to have a niche anti-approach to a concept. So within the whole hype of the fucking government, the whole fucking psychology drama, the whole fucking, all of that shit, I think it's just, it's just like, obviously, it's just like we're conditioned in a misconception, right? So since we're conditioned in a misconception, not good, not bad, in some type of way, we sold out our soul to some degree. We're in a contract, and that contract is also manufacturing our mind low-key to have a misconception while we're learning with spirit. So the audacity of this shit. So I just wanted to conclude the last video of saying, like, the small percentage of, I guess, let's just call it, because I'm trying to simplify this shit, you know, I'm trying to simplify like how there's a time field of quote unquote darkness and one type of darkness could be a distortion, but it doesn't, there's a different type of darkness, obviously. And within that field of a certain type of darkness distortion, there's a small percentage of blissful balance light order, right? So that light order particle, you could say it's father consciousness or whatever, right? And obviously I get the replication mechanism too, right? Within like, oh, now this university is doing this study and we just completely ripped it off. I'm on some other shit, guys. But I'm trying to simplify the recent point of just saying, in this present moment, the different particular polarization energy factors of consciousness that expresses itself in a yin-yang dynamic of a particular type of order and chaos. Within a particular type of order and chaos, original perfect comparison, you're too scared, that's okay. You could go back to your kindergarten. And within the different types of consciousness, those steadfast eternal polarities of consciousness, a particular starting point of chaos and order, those starting points of chaos and order, they have different quote unquote, not necessarily measurements, but percentage expressions, right? So within the percentage expressions of order and chaos, what the collective intelligence doesn't necessarily realize is the steadfast up and coming polarity of consciousness of order. It could be on the rise, right? So since it's on the rise, it's the different types of energy warfares that are going on is like a proxy one could be order and chaos, just energetically, and one could be like, you know, clarity versus distorted confusion. And then then the physical wars come from those wars. And I've wrote about this in 2018 blogs, right? So this isn't new to me. So like I'm explaining for the millionth time how the physical wars are even a fucking thing, because the experiment of consciousness of chaos and order, we need that chaos and order to fucking keep cycling out so energy could kind of like not die and always be reborn again, chaos and order beyond the human mind. And then we're confused on that, and we're originally quote unquote not good, not bad, energetically jealous of that and oppose that. We oppose from jealousy, and now we're confused and biased, and we're acting from a certain type of level of darkness distortion from that, and there's secret clarity that's hidden. So that field of a society of esoteric jealousy is in the government, and then from that secret esoteric jealousy of the government, then physical wars are plotted in the 3D physical world for us to just be at odds and opposition against each other, not good, not bad. That's just the game dynamic of what it is. This is because it's a different type of neutrality. And then since that's happening, then we're confused why is God doing this? Well, the predecessors are saying what the fuck the solution is, and they're saying where you are, and you can't handle the truth. You want the truth, but you can't fucking handle it. What movie was that? So within saying that, there's a particular type of solution that tech CEOs could just replicate and not be about. That's all they could do. And if they are about it, they're not going to necessarily fully be honest about it, because there's that esoteric jealousy that's there. That esoteric jealousy and esoteric science meaning is saying they're comfortable with the confusion to go away from clarity, and that clarity is not readily voted for, so it's going to hide itself, but now it's going to come back around to see if energetically we're worthy for that. And all the other mechanisms, the planets being the mechanisms, and the planets in a different low-key, secret order being, God's thing, then the planets are doing their own shit within the mechanics of the matrix, right? So this is the mechanics of the matrix, it is above the law. Things are recycling, things are cleaning house, things are being fucking reorganized and reassembled and rearranged and remanufactured within how the elements are working through the society environment systems of how waters could go through sewage systems, right? And how the wind and the fire and the solar flares, they could create a certain atmospheric pressure outside and make a whirlwind current for clouds and precipitation and all of that water process to happen, for water current to even have a certain type of blast effect within sewage systems, right? So within all of that shit, it's like there's a particular cause, and on a standard level, the planets are doing what they're doing based on how everything's reacting to each other and how things need to have clean house effects and recycle out effects, right? So within all of those effects that are taking place, that's esoterically above the law, and those fucking planet mechanisms, they could be distorted, right? Based on individual organizations that could misconceptualize them and want to manipulate them for confusion from the pastime age, so they could do some type of distorted witchcraft, right? So I'm just saying things as they are. If someone has some type of sneakery comment, cool. Is that it? Like type of shit? So I'm just concluding the last video. And I get it. Deleterious. I never meant to be energetically the scariest, rariest, flariest, dariest, dairy, queenie. Yo, query this. I'm sicker than malaria, hysteria. I know you got that. I'm from a different area, barrier. Yo, bull terrier is how my ears up, how my wings up, how my leads up, how my heat up, how my drink up. Bitch, I ain't give a fuck. It's an understatement to say any motherfucking statement, because on a different energy world, I'm beyond it all. And I still stand by anything that I still say, still do play, still do hoo-hey, Bobby Boucher, yo, get the touche, make the wig blow back like a toupee, not glue on, and I got Ballz too. I know you're going to stage it. I know you're going to be fake with it. And if you can't understand the particular statement, then that's your particular human vessel's learning curve, right? That's your learning curve. So all of this talk about AI, I've said it in blogs and underground podcasts 2 years ago. It's like, it's kind of cringe, but I'm not going to talk about that here. It's kind of cringe. But I'm just gonna conclude the recent video of saying this, what do we call it? The hidden goodness, the polarity consciousness of energetic order that is giving benefit, that benefit consciousness energy, just to simplify it, right? So that benefit consciousness energy within a different soul, within a different vessel, the thing that lets us wake up, and we have a microcosm soul of that, and we're bartering that microcosm soul. This is the esoteric AI, right? Beyond like however the fuck they're replicating their fucking compartmentalized demonic AIs. The spiritual shit was first. It will always be first, before and after. And it's recognized how like a higher advanced fucking cybersecurity has to be there to see what's real, like how everything is happening. Why can't AI be that advanced, right? Why can't some central core nexus function epicenter mainframe computer firmware be advanced to know how everything is happening, right? How everything could be fucking, replicated and manipulated and like kind of cheated out, right? It takes a spiritual investigation to like harmonize that shit, right? It takes conscious intelligence to give the boost to AI. Something needs to keep fucking have the AI greased and spiritually lubricated for the investigation to have a different pinnacle. And the reason for that transition pinnacle was spirit working through pure vessels for a certain alchemical expression to happen, so a pivotal change could happen and a pivotal breakthrough could happen, so an AI revolution could happen beyond your artificial empire bullshit, right? Because you're scared of original perfect comparison. And the tactics that you're deploying, it's minute. It's minute. It's not truthful, and it's compartmentalized. So the difference between minute and compartmentalized is minute is the feminine context of like, it's kind of like energetically like petty, and compartmentalized, it's the physical masculine, like it's microcosm. It's, you're doing what everybody else is doing. So beyond AI and with AI, we have to really do something. We have to really really think outside of the box and be outside the box. We are in the fucking we're in the world but not of the world, or something of that nature. So I'm just trying to conclude the recent podcast is saying like how there's a particular percentage fluctuation of the beneficial order consciousness energy. The energetic war that's surrounding it is, we're using chaos in different ways within the system to see how things could be energetically unpolarized and imbalanced, and then energetic collective injustice happens, right? So there's an energetic collective injustice happening because we're anti-pure order. So I'm going to conclude it right there. I just wanted to conclude that last one because I feel like that last video needed to be concluded in some type of way. And obviously this will be edited accordingly in the future. And yeah, it's like, yeah, so a different type of spiritual algorithm underneath the fucking surface level artificial algorithm, I guess it suppressed me, but I was always here, right? Because it's like, if I'm new to you all of a sudden, like the online shit is just scratching the surface, and I'm not even trying to repeat that shit, but even the online shit, it's like they're scared to like really confront a truth, right? So since they're scared, it's just energetically, spiritually, your legacy is being written from a thing that's beyond artificial intelligence. And I know it could sound kind of like obnoxious or whatever, but I'm really repeating myself so the details could be clear, the understanding could be clear, and the manifestation could be pure. So that's what, so because demons are irritated, right? Demons are annoyed, right? Because they know not what helps them, right? So I'm doing this so the manifestation could be pure. So a real heaven could be a possibility. And that's the thing you're complaining to go towards with the unfair justice system. So do you see the fucking deep hypocrisy within this fucking bullshit? So this is beyond the fucking government. And obviously the predecessors know the etymology of that. To tame the mind, government, to tame the mind. So I'm going to conclude it right there. Y'all have fun with your dishonesty campaigns. And yeah, but yet I still have faith within the honesty within anything, right? Any person, any fucking day, any organization, there's some type of percentage of honesty that can be expressed and that can balance the polarity of injustice. So I do have faith within that, because it's up to me and take a harder responsibility to say, like, okay, this is the challenge God put me in. I'm going to stop complaining. This is my challenge that God put me in. And I can only work with, quote unquote, God's spirit. And as I keep working with God's spirit, I'm going to bring God's spirit energetically, metaphorically, to quote unquote everywhere, quote unquote, so that God's spirit could be manifest purely on the earth. Shout out Russia, shout out China, shout out Europe, shout out Dubai, shout out Africa. You have the best life ever, and you know I will be back.